Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I'm on chess.com's tactics trainer. I'm going to try 3 puzzles, and in this first one it's white to move, and I'm just going to share my thoughts along the way. So this is a weird one. Seems pretty constructed unless white's whole army got wiped out in an actual game, but I highly doubt that. So, okay, what's the big trick here? Alright. So who are which 3 attacking pieces, this is my first thought, which 3 attacking pieces are going to do the trick? I don't see how this bishop would be able to contribute. Eventually, you could force the king to f8 with the bishop moving, and then like a rook check, king takes, queen check on h5, h7. Eventually, if you wanted to, as white, you could force the king to f8. If bishop a3, there's always some knight block, and that negates the bishop's influence on the dark squares. And would he really come about on this diagonal? Would he really do anything on this diagonal? I'm not so sure about that. So my first rough thought is that it's going to be up to the queen, rook, and light square bishop to do something. Maybe this pawn could somehow do some damage. Alright, let's consider here. Another quick thought I had was after the bishop moves, maybe you could take this knight. Actually, you know what? Another thing. For a second, I was just ready to say bishop takes knight at some point. There's always a recapture, and you'd be in check. Even if that wasn't the case, here's another move that black would have in response to this check. It's not just the knight, it's just the pawn. A pawn that could move. So, okay, where should the bishop move? This is my first real thought as to what the first move should be. So a bishop moves somewhere. If I were a bishop, where would I want to move here? Bishop g6, I guess, to put some pressure on f7. Bishop g6, king g8. I really don't see where it would be going after rook h8, king h8, queen h5, king g8, queen h7, king f8, queen h8, king e7. What's the follow-up? I'm having trouble seeing what the follow-up would be there. Okay. What about... What about queen here first, switching the move order? Let's not let this king be so fast to running to f8. So I think the first move is queen to h5. As appealing as this discovered check is, it's unavoidable still after queen h5 as the first move. And then we're threatening queen to h8 mate. I think that's it. Not a bishop move, but first a queen move, and then a bishop move probably wherever. Yeah, that's got to be it. Let's learn to think. Queen h5. Alright. And now, okay. What's the plan here? Oh, hang on. I think we still have to be quite accurate. For if bishop moves now, king g8. Oh no, what am I doing? It's mate queen to h8. I was ready. What I was ready to do just there was play queen to f7. This threat is still there, and it's good. That's game over. Alright, so that came down to what? My initial thought was immediately discovered check, but the king is just too quick to get over to this safe haven on e7. So just switching the move order. First queen h5, and then the bishop move. Okay, got it. Let's try puzzle 2 of 3. Black to move. This is, it seems like a position that you would see out of the Roy Lopez. Okay. Let's see, what should black do? Candidate moves. Alright, well, let's see. What's any checking moves? There's no checking moves. Okay. What about attacking the queen in some way? Could do that. She's unprotected. And, what more? You'll have to realize that before I started recording this video, there wasn't a dog barking, but he's relentless, that dog, I tell you. That dog knows. That beagle definitely knows when I try to do a video. It's been over a week, and yeah, anyhow, he's off and running here. Okay, so what should we have here? I'm not sure. Huh. Where is white vulnerable? I'm not really seeing it. Like knight f4. So what? You're attacking a queen, it just gets taken. What's this bishop going to do? That's great. I don't know. Wow. All right. Oh, it might just be pawn takes. I made it sound so simple by using that word just. It might just be this. That can't be right. Pawn takes, bishop takes knight. There might be something to it. If pawn takes pawn and bishop takes knight, pawn takes pawn, with then queen takes pawn on c3 hitting the bishop and then forcing through maybe the promotion of the pawn. But there's alternatives that white would have after pawn takes pawn and rook takes. I feel like there should be something other than this. Alright. This one is clearly stumping me. See, I'm not recognizing right here where white is vulnerable. I'm still trying to understand this position much more clearly. This is a forcing move, I mean, because it is throwing a punch at something. It's giving white some direction. Not sure how else you're supposed to be forceful in this position. b4? It seems kind of slow. I somehow think it is this capture. Oh, I think it might be. If pawn takes, rook takes, then there's knight c1. I think that's it. That's got to be it. I'm not seeing any more aggressive move. Let's just go with it. It's correct. And now I'm down to pawn takes or queen takes. It's probably pawn takes first. Yeah, if queen takes first, the rook could play here, take the pawn, and indirectly defend the bishop. So I think it's pawn takes first, yes. And then I believe you actually take on c3. If rook takes, then you promote with the queen. Actually, not so fast. One moment here. Because if queen takes pawn, rook takes, promotion to a queen now allows knight b1, blocking the check and defending the rook on c3. So I think you should promote first. Rook takes, and then queen takes pawn, attacking the rook, and then getting that piece back here. I think you promote first, that is correct, and then take here with the double attack on the bishop and rook. And that's it. That's the solution to that one. So you're not really winning so much material with that variation, are you? You're winning 2 pawns. I guess that's convincing enough. At the end of all this, what do you end up with? 2 connected passed pawns. Okay, let's try. I'm not really a big fan of that puzzle. Let's see if this last one is going to be anything exciting. I feel like I've seen this one before. Okay. Alright, well, there's some intersection squares that are immediately coming to mind right here. F6 is one of them, where 2 or more white pieces can move to. Those tend to be appealing squares where we can smash through. Let's see. This bishop's pinned. That's one thing to note. So, many checking moves. Rook takes. Queen takes bishop. Probably not. Queen here. I'm not sure what that's even accomplishing. Alrighty. Would there be something like rook takes here and then rook takes here? Not so sure about that. Ooh, you know what it might be? Oh, I think I might see what it is. I think you might actually capture on this square twice. At the end of it, the king has to recapture on f6. Then there's rook f5, followed by mate on e4 or f5, depending on where the king goes. I think that's it. You smash through on f6. Just a quick variation. Bishop takes f6, pawn takes. Rook takes, king takes is the only move. Rook f5. If then king e6, queen f5 is mate. If king e5, then queen e4 would be mate. I'm wondering, however, about this first move. Why am I so locked into bishop takes as the first move? Maybe because if rook takes first, it's with check, pawn takes, and now if bishop takes, it's not as forcing, which would allow rook g8 to defend the bishop. If rook takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, there's a defense against the bishop on g7 with rook g8, I think. After bishop takes pawn, there's two very forcing moves. A, just to take the bishop with the queen, and B, just to move the bishop from f6 to deliver discover check. So I think this was my only concern, which piece to take with first on f6, and I'm pretty sure it's the bishop. That is it. And now with the rook. That is correct, and now rook check here. I didn't even consider this move for the king, but it would run into h4 mate. Rook f4, and that's as far as it goes. Like I was saying, king here, queen e4. Oh, I was mistaken for a second. I was saying after king e6, queen here would be mate. Close, but it's not mate right away. If king here, you give check and then mate on f7. Eventually you're going to give mate somehow. King e7, you take the bishop, and then play to f6, and that'll do it. Okay. I wasn't really a big fan of these three puzzles, but I guess I'm okay with still getting all three. Feel free to share how you did in the comment section below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. Bye.